Hello and welcome to another episode. I am Zelmont and this is my YouTube where I typically play Ark and talk random stuff. Today's episode, this is the first episode of 2024. I meant to actually do an episode last week, but ended up getting busy with work and it just never happened. So this is my first video of 2024. I really wanted to try and get more regular, but it is what it is. This year, one of my goals ever since I did my YouTube was streaming. I really want to stream, but my internet hasn't really been too good for it. So I recently got, me and the wife ordered a router. I got that hooked up. Yesterday I ran a tester stream playing Nobody Saves the World, which that'll be something for the streams too. Is so far the channel has kind of been all Ark Survival Evolved. That's kind of like all that you see on my channel. When it comes to the streams, you'll see other games. You'll see Ark as well. Like today, I actually am, if I get a chance, I want to stream me building something here on the island, which also goes into this is single player. One of the issues that I did seem to run into, the internet seems to be stable a lot more than it was before. But I seem to still be running into an issue. Yes, at least yesterday when I did my test, that I played online with somebody, and it seemed to have an issue with that. I was suffering quite a bit of lag. Now, mind you, it could have just been the game itself. It could have been, you know what I mean? Like, when you're dealing with lag, there's a lot of things that can go into lag. But I do think that that's a bit of an issue, so we'll see. But for me running the single player, doing my streams, it should be fine. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to showing other content, other games than just Ark. Although, like I say, today after I get this video done, it will be probably Ark. Ark is kind of the game that I'm planning on playing today. But yeah, with that, I don't, in the state of Ark, where all your people who are really wanting to play and whatnot are slowly going over to Ascended as they're able. It's getting harder and harder to get tribes for, and there is no official for Survival Evolved. It's getting harder and harder to find to get people to tribe up. So I have no tribe. I have nobody that's playing with me, nobody that'll play regularly. So I'm giving up the multiplayer. So the Temple of the Gods series is done unless I get somebody who says that that they're willing to tribe up. I'm still willing, but I'm not going to play I'm not going to play online without a tribe. So I need the tribe before I even go online. So for the meantime, rather, I'm just going to play single player. That's kind of the game news, because really, as far as the game goes, I've been playing a lot of other games the last little bit, what time I have had to play games. So I haven't really got much progress for Ark itself. So I don't really have anything to show you in this game in particular right now. So like I say, that's about it for game news for today's episode. Although, in the following weeks I should have some more to show. But like I say, for the moment, that's about it for the update for games. The other update is my real life, which this episode is actually kind of supposed to be more dedicated to. The last few times I tried to take I actually started off with that, with the real life stuff. And real life, I want to dedicate this to my kids, to my number one fan and number one subscriber, my youngest, my princess, as well as to my eldest, who gave me a separated parent. The greatest gift that you could give a separated parent. She decided, which it was hard for her, and then so like when it happened, it was kind of a bit. At this point, I'm now like it's been what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It's probably about 3 weeks. Yeah, about 3 weeks since this all. Yeah, about 3 weeks. since this all first went down. So like at this point, I'm now just excited. I'm super excited. My eldest is my mini me. She's my carbon copy. Other than she's a girl and I'm a boy, and me as her father, I stayed in her life, whereas my biological dad wasn't there. My mom raised me as the single mom who's trying to do it on her own, so I was thrown to the wolves. Here, let the trailer park raise you. Surprisingly, it worked out, but I can be the first one to say it did not work out for everybody. There's two people in particular that I personally know that I'm close with that didn't survive. Literally didn't survive the traumas of that style of raising. It leaves scars, and some people can deal and some people can't. But no, my eldest, like I say, she's my mini me, she's my carbon copy, and she got into a altercation with her mom. It wasn't physical. They just an argument. But her and her mom have been butting heads quite a bit though for the last few years now. And she made the decision, and I actually agree with it. I don't want to go into detail because I don't want to bash my ex. You know what I mean? Like, she still is her mom. She still does love her, despite any and all faults, and besides, let's not act like I don't have my own faults. I especially when I'm trying to instruct my kids, I can get a little overly aggressive at times. With my kids, my kids tend to be a bit sensitive, so I can cause outbreaks. I can cause them to break down at times. Just my tone, because I'm a bit of a, I'm an easygoing at times, but I can also be a bit of a hard A, right? And yeah. So I'm not perfect either. So like I don't want to, but I do actually personally agree with the decision. I think it will be in the long run the best. But yeah, it's the greatest thing you can give a separated parent is have that kid be like, I want to be with you. Now the thing about it is and I want to be clear with this for anyone viewing this. For me, it literally was a bittersweet moment. Like I say, now in this moment, I get to just be excited. The bitterness from the bittersweet is now somewhat over. Other than when I do this thinking about it, where I'm putting myself back in the, because I'm a very empathetic person, and so I'm very easy to put myself back in shoes and whatnot. As well as in other people's shoes, obviously. But a byproduct of the other people's shoes is that I can put myself back into a situation I've already been right. I can experience that again. The emotion, it's surprising. I never did do acting at all. I don't think I'd be a good actor though. I don't know, because my problem is my eyes more than anything. For like actually acting, I there's times where there's certain things that I cannot lie about. A person is going to know I'm lying as soon as they look at me. They're gonna, like, mind you, at the same time, there are certain things that, I can lie through my teeth, and I can lie telling straight. And I don't, typically that's one of those, I look at that, if somebody can lie to me straight, they can lie through their teeth and they can do it straight. There's not a flinch. There's no way to tell that they just lied to you, and they have no remorse about it. There's not a twinge. That I take as a red flag, typically, when I see it in other people. But, I'm going to admit, like, I'm able to do that with certain things. I'm not able to, like I say, I'm not able to do it with everything. There are certain things that, like, there's no way I'm lying through it. My eyes are going to tell you. You know, especially like when it comes to how I feel about people. If I don't like you, it's obvious I don't like you. I tend to give the cold shoulder. Well, I tend to be an antisocial person to begin with in life, like in real life. But if I don't like you, that you get a serious cold shoulder from me. Now, I'm try not to be rude. Some people will still say I'm rude, and maybe I am. I try not to be rude, although I do have a lot of social issues. I tend to be fidgety. I tend to have an issue keeping eye contact. I am one of those people that glances down. I understand that it's a problem and that's not what you're supposed to. So I strive to not do that. And it's one of those. I think I'm a little better than I used to be, but it's definitely a work in progress, right? And it's one of those. That's where I was, because I was looking into when I'm not even going to go down this road. Well, maybe we will. I was looking into going in self-improvement, right? And what, if you really wanted to self-improve, you got to actually ask yourself, what are your faults? My fault, one of my big faults, one of the things that I have the biggest issue with personally, is arrogance. I don't really view myself as arrogant. There's a certain confidence that I definitely have, but other people view me as arrogant. And I'm like, well, I understand people view me as so, how can I improve this? How can I? And that's when I started looking into it, and it's like, oh, well, this isn't about me being arrogant. This is, I have social issues. I have social anxiety. So, when I'm glancing at my phone all the time, it's not that I don't think you're important. But that's the vibe that people get off, and I understand. And so I've come to the conclusion people will always think I'm arrogant. It is still something that I'm always going to work on. I'm going to try and improve, but I understand there's a limit to what I can do. There's certain things that this is just the way I am. That isn't to say that, like I say, I'm not saying that I'm not going to try and improve. There's, but like I say, glancing at my phone and whatnot, it's going to still happen. I have to actively think about it. So it's still going to happen because for that reason, right? I still do stop myself. And like I say, there is improvement. And that's to say, maybe one day, maybe when I'm old and gray, I will finally reach that point where where people no longer think of me as arrogant when they meet me and spend time with. But I don't know. I think that's just, for people who don't actually understand where I'm coming from and the kind of person I am, where like I say, a lot of these things that are signs that a person's arrogant. Well, I'm not actually arrogant. Well, like I say, maybe I am. Well, I am to a certain extent because I am a know-it-all. Once again, that's something that I've calmed down, especially with my eldest. I see it very strongly in her. And, the thing about a know-it-all is as annoying as it is, when a know-it-all throws something out there when they don't know it all, right? They get checked. They do. They get checked repeatedly, over and over and over. You know what happens when you get checked all the time? You actually learn. So you actually do end up becoming a know-it-all by being a know-it-all. You know what I mean? Because you're putting yourself out there, you're putting those ideas out there, and when you're wrong or when you're ignorant, people will let you. Now, they're not necessarily nice about how they let you know because you're annoying, but you get to know more. But yeah, no, it was. I'm super excited to have my eldest with me. It was. Like I say, it was bittersweet because I know it wasn't easy for her to say that to her mom, to tell her mom that she wanted to come here. And like I say, I'm very empathetic. So when her mom picked up the phone and called me to come pick her up, I didn't make a fuss. I didn't do haha, she picked me over you or anything of that nature, because I understand. Her picking up that phone call is one of the most difficult things she's ever had to do. It's not an easy thing for her. So I'm not going to throw, so there was that bitter, because I understand. And that's why it was, while I'm excited to have my eldest with me, it was something that I never actually wished for. because I understood that for it to happen, there would have to be this break that happened right now with my eldest and her mom. You know, and I hope that that it can end up being mended properly. I will work towards that end on my end to some degree. Although, yeah, yeah, I'll leave it at that. I don't want to. But, I hope that that mends. I do think it's best for my eldest to be with me primarily. Just for everything. By being in just the one home instead of 1 week in one week in the other, we're going to be able to keep on top of her education better. We're going to be able to work with her better for her getting a job of her own, for her we're gonna get her. She's gonna get her own phone. That way she can get used to having a monthly bill. She can start building her credit by paying that monthly bill. It's it's all. Whereas a lot of this, it was tied up. It was difficult to work between two households. Especially the two households did work entirely independently. Initially, there was bad blood between me and my ex, and so it's just you do your thing over there, I do my thing over here, right? There was some communication, but it was only necessary communication, and even there, there was a lot of holes. There's a lot of stuff that I should have been notified about that I wasn't. A lot, actually. But I mean, it's those parenting situations with separated parents. It can be difficult, and it can be difficult without anybody even being a bad guy. You know what I mean? But yeah, otherwise, yeah. So that's a huge change. My eldest, like I say, she used to be 1 week at here, 1 week at her mom's. Is what the situation has been for the last few years, and now she's here, full time. She still wants to visit her mom, but down to her mom's and visit her siblings and whatnot. But we'll see how that goes, because it doesn't seem. We went down the other week to try and make some kind of real arrangement for visitation, and kind of got nothing. Walked away with nothing. So she got to have a visit that day. So okay. I guess it's just going to be a situation of when her mom has time or wants to see her, she'll call, and if she's available, she'll go down. So, and I know the way that kind of visiting works. That kind of visiting, there's a reason Facebook exists, right? That kind of visiting, you don't do a whole lot of visiting. It's the once every 3 months, the once, and okay. Like I say, I tried to make some real arrangements, and that was what I was left with. So okay, I'm willing, I'm open. That's the best I can do, right? But otherwise, I don't want to get into anything more because, like I say, could go into the dirty laundry department, and I don't want to air my dirty laundry over YouTube or Facebook or any other social media platform for that matter. But I am excited that my eldest is here. I'm looking super forward to it. Last week she threw me a surprise D&D session, which is amazing. I like playing D&D, but I don't get an opportunity to. It's too difficult for me to get a group together. And it really is exactly that. It's just too hard for me to get a group together. But I know my eldest, with her school and whatnot, and her friends, they play D&D regularly. So I was regularly, hey, you guys should come play here. You guys should go. Well, yeah, the other day she threw me a surprise D&D session. It was fun. It was different than what I was going into it expecting, but it was fun nonetheless. That's one of the good things about being a go with the flow type person, right? But anyways, this is going to be like a super long episode as it is, especially considering like there's no game update. So I'm going to say sayonara, see you later, and I'm going to sign out. But yeah, if you enjoyed today's episode, if you're as ecstatic as I am that life is on a positive trajectory, leave a like. Subscribe for new content. I am planning on doing more content here in the near future. Especially hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I upload videos or when I go live. Like I say, I am planning on doing some streams. I will be doing a stream today. So, if you want to see more stuff from me, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Feel free to comment. I do respond. I'm highly responsive to comments in the comment section under my videos. So, if there's anything you want to share, feel free. And if you feel free to share this video. I don't know if it's anything for anyone else, but I had fun with it. Until next time, later. Thanks for watching.